Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jerry Burnaby. For those of you who don't know me, I am the licensee out in Bend, Oregon. Sorry we couldn't see you in Nashville.
Yeah, we missed you. We tried. We tried hard.
So-
Tyler Sermon, Portland, Oregon.
So we're doing the next best thing. We're doing a YouTube video, our very first YouTube video.
Very first. Take 20.
So, so bear with us. We don't have a director filming us, so we're just going by the seat of our pants to learn this together.
Yes.
But so when I'm not a YouTube director and not a licensee franchise in Bend, I am actually a 9 to 5. I do medical sales. I am an upper extremity specialist. I sell to orthopedic surgeons different solutions for total joint replacement, sports medicine, or trauma, all involving anything from the shoulder joint all the way down to your hand.
And I essentially do the same thing, just for the lower extremity of things. So I do total hips, total knees for Smith & Nephew. Been doing that career for roughly 10 years now.
I've been doing it for 8 years.
8 years.
And
We did 2 years together.
and
That's kind of how this all started.
so then you've got a new hat. What's
Well,
the
not
new
just
hat?
me, you. We both.
Yeah,
we both have a new hat. So there's a new hat that is being created as I've got a foot in my lap. The new hat. We are taking over as brand directors for the Diet Doc. We're going to help Joe and Corey out in helping build and develop this brand. But that being said, the video today that topic we're going to focus on today with this video is going to be sales versus marketing, which is what you saw on the agenda for the meeting that we were unable to be a part of. So one thing I have noticed in the couple years I've been doing this career with Diet Doc, we all do a pretty good job of marketing. So today, let's just focus on the sales side of things.
I mean, what have you been noticing? Why?
Yeah, so in the last couple years, I pretty much since day one, other Diet Doc owners have reached out to Jerry and I for a multitude of questions. So they've asked a lot of questions about, that's a big jug of water to be putting on camera. Anyways, they've been asking a lot of questions about sales strategy, sales tactics, how to close, how to cold call. But we field a lot of those questions.
And we have a lot of these conversations just because we do the same job. Essentially, when it comes to sales skills are very universal. So, when Tyler talks about, his sales process, we're just, going back and forth and how are we moving forward into getting the sales when it comes to medical sales. But oftentimes in the conversation, because we are joint owners in the Diet Doc Portland Bend, oftentimes the conversation happens around these, how we can help other people be better in terms of our franchisee teammates be better at sales. And over these conversations, one thing we realize and one thing we observe is there's an interesting sales paradox when it comes to sales, and it's the interesting paradox actually, in my experience, it happens when you're brand new and inexperienced or been put in a sales role where you're required to produce. And the paradox that I'm talking about is, and that we hear a lot talking with other franchisees, is I don't want to be a salesperson. I just want to help people.
Right. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that because, when I first started sales, I was, I just wanted to help people, but I still needed to produce revenue.
Right. I think I still experience that a lot to this day, even now.
I think when you get better, as I think we communicate to ourselves that's a way to calm some anxieties. Mm-hmm. But I think that's just a natural. That's a natural feeling. So do you get that? Or?
Oh yeah, very, very quite often actually, still to this day.
So our curiosity in our experience is exploring why that happens.
And I think that's a good forum questions here. So when we post this to Facebook, inside the Diet Doc forum, maybe in the comments we could field some questions about, or why do you think that is? Like why do you think from day to day we have that thought in our head? Why do we think, well, I don't want to be a salesperson, I just want to help somebody? And just why is that?
Yeah, so we'll put that question in the forum, like what is it about sales that,
What is it about being a salesperson that is scary?
I guess, like, I mean, you can use your experience, like why when you were doing sales in the beginning, why didn't you want to come off as a salesperson?
There's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, do you want me to go into that right here?
Yeah.
I mean, not to give people answers, but for me, when I first walked into the sales role, I thought I was prepared, and I wasn't. What I was mostly fearful of, I found initially, was I was afraid of looking like that car salesman. That guy, I remember him. There's a car salesman back in my day that I remember that just sleazy, dirty, nasty, didn't want to deal with him, get him away, give me the car, I want out of here. Maybe I don't want the car, get me out of here. But I think it goes further back than that. I think it goes back to
So fear
fear of rejection. I daily, on any different level, whether it's work or personal life, I fear rejection.
like I think from my experience it was like fear of not knowing all the answers, fear of rejection is a big one. Fear of
Judgment.
fear of judgment, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's something we all have. But I think you brought up, I mean, using your example as the fear of rejection, right? I think that's something that a lot of people have, you know.
Right.
So I had a question.
Yes.
You ready for it?
I'm ready. Fire away. What do you got?
So if I had a magic wand
Yes.
and I was able to take the rejection away,
Okay.
so that you would never be rejected at any time when you were approaching sales, how would you behave?
So the answer is always yes?
Yep.
Wow, wouldn't that change the world? Oh man, I'd be like a kid in a candy store. I want this, I want that. I'd ask for everything.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of somebody.
Yeah.
Does that remind you of somebody?
Like
So-
a kid in a candy store.
Like a kid in a candy store. So, this should have been an hour ago, 8 o'clock. It's now 9, but our special guest has been waiting by. We have a special guest. He is, to me, the greatest salesperson I've ever experienced. And I think once you see him and meet him, a lot of you are going to understand why.
And because you say it's because he has no fear of rejection.
No fear of rejection.
Let's meet this person.
Come on in. Come in here. Oh, see, this guy right here. This is Logan's sermon. This is my son. I know a lot of you are going to see this video and be like, what are they talking about? Here's my thing. If you're a parent, especially, you're going to understand this. This kid right here, keep looking at the camera, bud. Greatest sales rep I've ever seen. When he wants something, he gets it. He's vicious about it. He's relentless. Yeah, why are you hiding? He's relentless. He's he finds new tactics, new sales tactics on how he wants something. I could stand by my word and say no, you're not getting that. Sorry, not today. I already said no. He'll change it up. He'll find a new sales tactic. He'll find a new approach. He'll find a way to make me feel as if he really needs that. And even then, if I'm like, no, I know you don't need that, he'll find a way by re-strategizing his approach, coming back, and he'll find a way to make me feel as if I need to get that for him. I know we've all experienced that. It's an interesting kind of dynamic, but this kid right here, he's fearless. He wants something, he gets it, he goes for it, he keeps asking. Persistence is key.
So he doesn't experience fear, in your opinion, that makes him...
None.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
So
basically...
Real quickly,
Yep.
Logan, go ahead and say bye to the people.
Bye.
Anything else you want to say to them?
I have a card store, and why don't you go check it out because on eBay and buy some cards. Bye.
Yes, he does. All right. Slide over, champ.
Yeah, so this presentation is sponsored by Logan Sermons.
Sermon sports cards and memorabilia. You'll find it on eBay. You also find it on Facebook and on Instagram. He's 8 years old. He's saving his money for college education.
So basically you're telling me is that we need to build a time machine go back to when we were 8
Or 7.
or 7,
7, yeah.
and then our fear will be gone,
Yeah,
and we will be great salespeople.
absolutely. In fact, I was just at Universal Studios last week, and you remember the DeLorean from Back to the Future where you could take it back to 1985 or whatever? Where
Is
it was
it-
back to?
does
It was
it
still
work?
there. It was still there. I don't know if it worked, but if we need a time machine, I know where to find one.
Okay. So
Realistically speaking, but no, we that's just not possible. Fear, while I like to think fear is a choice, I tend to believe and find that fear is just always there. It's always present. So while fear may not be a choice, I do feel like there is a choice we can make around fear. That choice is how we're going to manage that fear. So do we let fear paralyze us? Do we let it motivate us? It's just kind of whatever choice you want to go with.
I think when it comes to motivation, when you're beginning sales, it's often easy to take inaction. Get stuck in your head, ruminate, do unproductive behaviors to not move anything forward towards your sales goals.
I agree.
And from my experience, sales can be scary sometimes. You have to be scared. You need to have a little bit of anxiety. When you're first starting, there is a lot, and because there's so much that unknowns and you're so inexperienced, and oftentimes you're just not being prepared. And so we've had this conversation on what are the top 12 skills or attributes or the things that we've learned in our combined 18 years that would help someone that is starting off in sales. Number one, improve their confidence, and when you improve your confidence, that fear goes down. Because when I look back on my experience, it's the same experience, but my ability to manage my fears has gotten a lot better in action and skills and knowledge and execution in what I've done. So for us, sales is difficult. It is difficult, but the key principles, the key skills, the key attributes are simple and straightforward. And we want to pass that on, and structure it in a way that can produce replicable results. We want to help people improve their sales confidence, and when that confidence goes up, fear goes down. And so what we've done is we've got them narrowed down to 12 attributes. For example, the ones that I can think of top of my head right now is strategic planning. Not everyone knows how to do a sales plan.
Right.
Number 2, sales psychology. There's a lot of psychology that goes into getting a sale and putting yourself in the right mindset for sale. Number 3, we get this question a lot: how to overcome objection when it comes to sales. There's different strategies you can do, but a lot of it is working with a lot of practice and also understanding your customer on that side. And finally, obviously, is the one that people need help with. We were hearing is that people want to know how to close. Closing is
Critical.
It's critical. You
Critical.
can have the best product, but not have a close, and you don't get the sale.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts to that?
I think at the end of the day, we're all in sales. That's how I see it.
Yeah, we're always
always
whether
selling.
you believe it or not, you're always selling.
Always selling. Even in our personal life, we're still selling.
So we were hoping these skills will help grow confidence and minimize fears, and that's where our premise is coming from.
Right. So going forward, you want to talk about the school real quick? No? Hey, we want to talk about that. So keep an eye out for more videos from us, kind of going over a few of these 4 things he's spoken about. There are the other 8 that are out there, but Sorry we couldn't see you guys today.
We can't
and-
give the whole bag.
What?
We can't give everything away. That's why.
We can give a little away.
We did.
We could tease them a little bit.
We did.
Okay, we did. Stay tuned. There's more exciting stuff, exciting news coming from Portland Bend.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I'm curious, like the paradox. Like, what is it about sales that,
It's scary.
yeah, and also like, what is why don't people want to be associated as a salesperson?
Right.
If this is what we are, this is what we're in the business of doing.
Right. So let's use this video as a platform. Let's generate a discussion. You can do it one-on-one if you'd like. It'd be cool to do it through the forum so everybody can kind of relate to everybody's experience. But let's figure out why we are afraid of being a salesperson. What are those hurdles? What are those fears that we're facing that paralyze us?
Yeah.
And then how can we work through those?
And we made this presentation a little bit more. We were expecting to be there than we were expecting to be there live and just have some discussion.
Right.
But we'll do the best that we can.
Right. So sorry we missed you guys. Hope you've enjoyed your time in Nashville. Sorry, my throat. And we'll be catching up with you guys soon.
See ya.
See you later.